Hello and welcome to the channel. It's Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator. Now, a little bit of an unusual one today. I like to do videos that can be under 20 minutes, and this is going to be one of those videos. Now, you can see by the thumbnail and see what I've got here. This is a chessboard. I've got a chess set at home that I've had since the 80s. I've probably told you before, I've been to private school. Yeah, I've done really well for myself. And at these private schools, we didn't go out at break time. We went to chess club. Now, two different private schools, I won the chess trophy. So I've won a chess trophy 3 times in my career of being at private school. One at my primary school, won that once, and then when I went to senior school, I won it twice, which is brilliant. Now, as a bit of a thank you, gift, whatever you want to call it, from my father, he bought me a really nice chess set, I say back in the 80s, with a chessboard that matches it. Now, I've got this chessboard that's been out and been used as a coffee table without the chess pieces on it, and I must say it's deteriorated slightly over the 30 odd 40 years. So I've come to the point now I just want to get a coat of something over it. Now, I've managed to pick up at a trade show. You all go to trade shows, don't you, and you pick up little sample tins of everything, or everything and anything, that's what I'm going to say. Now, this is the FIDDES. I think you can pronounce it FIDDES. It's FIDDES, and it's FIDDES. Now, I spoke to the rep and I've told him what I'd got. I'd got a veneered, proper wood chessboard that I want to put some varnish stroke wax oil, something on it to nourish it and bring the life back into it. So he says, try this, Phil, and I'm going to read it off the can because it's easier than trying to explain everything else. Now, this is the FIDDES, and it's the hard wax oil, and it's a blend of natural oils and waxes. It provides exceptional durability and resistance for internal wood, flooring and surfaces. Now, I've got it in the dead flat. Well, just dead flat. I've got it in dead matte finish because that's what I want for this chessboard. Now, application wise, I've got, just off camera down there, I've got a nice Canna Aqua brush because I needed a quality bristle to apply this. Now, you could use a cheap cheerful brush, or you can go for a little bit better quality. Now, I've gone for a little bit better quality. This is, let's call it an oil product. So when I come to actually wash this brush out, I'm going to say to you, wash it out with some white spirit, and then once you've washed it out and you feel that that brush is actually clean, it wouldn't go amiss to actually clean it with some methylated spirit and let it dry, and then that brush can be used again. But what I'm going to be doing is applying this to the chessboard. I'm going to say don't apply too much, do a nice even coat, keep it don't be too liberal with it. Don't be splashing it all over the place. Get a coating on it and let it dry. You don't need to get a heavy, thick coating on that surface. Now, it's dry within about, I'm going to say, 4 to 6 hours before you can recoat it. Now, according to the back of here, it does say on the back of the can that you'd probably be better to actually give 2 coats. You don't need any more than 2 coats. And just having to put my glasses on because the wording is really small. Second coat, first coat, stir contents thoroughly before and during use and apply in a warm, well ventilated room. I've got to get the windows open in here once I've actually done. Apply thinly using a FIDDES floor oil brush or a good quality bristle or synthetic brush. I've just told you I've got that. Follow the directions on the follow the directions of the grain. I'll do the best I can with that because it's here, there and everywhere. Follow the directions of the grain, which if you've got wooden floors, you would actually be going with the length more than anything else with the way the grain is. And it says leave to dry for 4 to 6 hours in a warm, dry, well ventilated conditions, which this will be. Now, when I come to do the second coat, I won't bore you with the second coat. Apply as the first coat, leave to dry for 4 to 6 hours once again in a well ventilated warm environment. Yeah, clean up. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you what it's going to tell you on the back of the can what I've already just told you. Clean applicators with white spirit, and that's what I've just told you. So what I would be saying to you is clean with white spirit and then go on to the methylated spirit, and that will just really, I don't want to use the word neutralise, but it will actually get rid of that little bit of white spirit that's in there and just let it dry naturally. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start coating up now. I'm going to just go over here and the camera will track me going over there, and I'm going to come back and it's going to track me back again. This is Technologies is fantastic. I'm going to probably try and zoom in a little bit so you can see me here. Now, a chessboard, I don't know whether you know about chess. When you're setting up a chess set, the white square, if I come down here it might pick me, the white square, we always say whites to the right. So if you're playing chess, you always have the white square on your right hand side. So if you're playing opposite me, the white square would be up there. If you're playing where I am, the white square is there. So let's just pull back a little bit on the focus. You can see me. I've got the brush already bedded into the oil. I'm sniffing the bristle. You know what I'm like. You can tell it's an oily, waxy product. So I've just got a small amount on the bristles. I'm working from one side of the can, as you know, and I'm going to start at the top. And now this is going to take a gnat's eyeful, but I'm just brushing it, crow's nesting it every direction. I'm just going to put my paint kettle there. Right, let's brush it on, put plenty on, but brush it out. Now this has got a lovely waxy feel to it. Now, preparation of this surface, before I came onto camera, what I actually did was wipe it all over with methylated spirit, because over the years I will have been touching this. It's probably been cleaned with a Mr. Sheen sort of product, and I didn't want the wax build up. So what I've done, because your wax will be dissolved in effect, can you see me? The wax will be dissolved with the methylated spirit. That's what I've actually gone and done, and cleaned it off just with a cloth and the meths. And if I've got, methylated spirit is just that. Can you see that? Good. So here we are, we're just getting it coated on. We've crow's nested it all over the place, and then quickly I will be laying it all off, literally with the tips of the bristles. Now I can tell it's in a warm environment. I can just see it starting to go off. If you can see there, I'm brushing it horizontally, literally with the tips of the bristles, not putting any more on. And I'm going to start from the top and bottom, going up and down, literally laying off that, let's call it a wax oil. I can see where it's actually drying off. Now I will be coming back to this after about 6 hours, and we will see what it's actually like. Let's try and get you, can we go down a little bit? Yeah, and we'll see what it's actually like. Once that's dried, I will show you it, hopefully with the chess pieces on it. So if you've not used these products, please check out FIDDES, because they've got a range of products that are all suitable for different wood surfaces and applications. But for this application for today, we've used the hard wax oil on a chess set board, and I can already see that coming up beautifully. Okay, well, we're about 3 hours in on that, and that is proper, I'd say touch dry. I can put my hand over it. It still feels probably a little bit soft for a second coat, so I'm going to give it another couple of hours and do as it says, 4 to 6 hours before a second coat. But I thought while we're waiting, we could just have a look at the book, the little pamphlet, what it says about this FIDDES hard wax oil, because it's you can get it in clear satin, clear matte, clear semi-gloss. It's available in colours as well. It says 13 colour shades, natural finish, quick drying, and I have to say it's not a water-based product. We are talking about an oil-based product, but to be fair, that is pretty quick drying for something that's oil-based. Easy to apply, which we found that you saw me doing that. Stain and scuff resistance, so that should be really good for when these chess pieces are on here fighting it out to the death. So we should have some good action on there. Child safe when dry, and that's under the EN71 regulation, or whatever you want to call it. There's in brackets EN71. Excellent coverage, which clearly on something that's clear you're not going to have any problem. Ideal for floors and worktops, chess set boards as well. Brilliant coverage, or covers 20 to 24 square meters a litre, coats 2 to 3, but on the back of the can it says 2 should be ample, particularly on this. Drying times 4 to 6 hours we already know about, and sizes, I know you're all wanting to know about the size. You can get it in 2.5 litres, 1 litre, 250ml and 5ml pots. Now this sample I've got is a 250ml, so that will give you an idea what a 250ml is. Quarter of a litre, 250. So yeah, let's just wait a little bit longer. Last thing I want to just say before we get back into actually coating up, it does say on instructions when you're cleaning down, just give it a light sand over with something like well, I'm going to say a worn 120, bit of abrasive, just to give a bit of a key. I didn't do that on here. You know what I did? I used the methylated spirit just to clean it down. I didn't want to put too much of a scratch on the surface because it is only a fine veneer, with it being a chessboard piece of wood. That's what I'm going to say. It's got veneers on it. Each little square is a veneer. So that said, I'm going to sign out for now, and I will come back when we've second coated and all done. So there we have it, everybody. You last saw me, as always, getting ready to get a second coat on, which I did. It applied lovely. I can't fault how the application was. And I actually gave it a third coat because I was so impressed with how it went on. Probably I'd have been better nibbing down between coats because you know what the drying time was like. But it feels nice. I'm really happy with how the finish is. It is that dead matte finish. It's actually brought the life back to this chessboard that I thought the sun had faded it, and it had, well, gone beyond repair, I will say. Well, not quite, but you know where I'm coming from. But it's come up beautifully. I would tell anybody, if you're doing something like this, you could probably apply it by a little mini roller, or make sure that you're good with your brushwork, because once you apply it and lay it off, you don't want to be getting too much of the actual hard wax oil on the surface, that you give it a ropiness finish, which I've not got that because I knew how to actually apply it with that decent Canna aqua brush. So all in all, I'm really pleased with it. I'm just going to bring the camera up to a nice shot of the FIDDES. Can you see it there? The FIDDES for beautiful wood. It says interior and exterior wood finishes. Please check them out. And as I said to you at the very beginning, this was a sample tin that I picked up at a trade show, and I thought I'd give it a try on my beautiful chessboard, and I hope you can appreciate these little figures as much as what I can. They're beautiful. I said at the very beginning, I've had these a long while, and I've just looked in the box getting them out, and the date is 1983. So clearly that's when I won my first chess championship, in 1983. So there you go. Thanks for listening to this one. We've not done 40 minutes, but the finish on this chessboard has really brought it back to life, like you could do on any of your pieces of furniture or floors. So thanks for listening. Please watch the videos at the end.